Right. So we are discussing about MVVM architecture, right? So in the MVVM architecture, almost we created 4 to 5 classes, right? So in the 4 to 5 classes, we created two different packages where we stopped exactly. So we created an interface, and there we stopped, right? So now from there we will do the next step. So that the API client we created. So total in helper class we created 4 classes, and in model we created 1 class. Then after that in a network we created one more class called API client, right? So that is interface. So here interface we mapped hash map and these things we mapped here, and we completed that class, right? So now then next in a network itself we have to create another class. So that we will create here now, and we'll do. So here itself we will create one more class called, sorry, here in a network. So network I'll create one more class called retrofit client. So I'm creating the retrofit client. So within this class now we have to add some other things, like I'll create one private val, that is the client. So I'll create the client. So that client could be here okay HTTP client. So okay HTTP client equal to, so here I'm using one unsafe okay HTTP client, unsafe okay HTTP client dot unsafe okay HTTP client. So this is the one I'm using here. Okay, unsafe HTTP client I want to use here this. So with this name we will create another class. So that's the reason here it will we are using here now, where I'm creating one builder. So builder to something I'm creating here, builder equal to JSON builder. So this there we've written in a main class. So that instead of main class here we are writing here. So here now I want there directly we write here we are excluding. So I want to exclude. So I want to exclude with modifiers. So this is the one I'm using here, exclude with modifiers. So that is the modifier dot. So modifier dot final comma modifier dot. So transit means if any mode of that modifier, like any mode of the data that can be updated here. So that will be a static, right? So this is the way we are using this here now. So where JSON, I'm creating one JSON object because we are sending the data to JSON object, right? So based on the builder to dot, so I'm creating that builder to dot create. So with reference of that, we are creating the JSON request. So again, I'm creating here one more builder. So one more builder. So that is a colon. So that we are mapping with the retrofit. So retrofit dot builder equal to, so that is retrofit dot builder. So dot client. So we need a client here. So that client I'm defining as that is the client. Then base URL. So we have to get this base URL from where we created URL helper, right? So URL helper dot base. So from there we are getting the base URL, right? Then next here add converter factory. So add converter factory dot create. So I want to create converter factory, so that I want to create that add converter factory dot create. So within this add converter factory dot create. So in this now I want to get that JSON converter factory dot create. So we have to create JSON converter factory create. Again, within this now we have to add one more thing, that is the JSON builder JSON builder. So here we have to exclude. So we have to exclude. So same like here, exclude with modifiers. So this we have to write there. So same thing here we have to write here. So we have to exclude those things here. This right. So just I want to exclude those things here. Then after that, dot exclude without annotation. So this is also I'm adding this. Then finally it will be serialized. Means if data has any of the complications also, nulls also, if any format of this, it can handle all type of data. This is right created here. This. So here why it is showing error? Base URL dot add converter factory. Sorry, here it is not there. This add converter factory. Right, it is clear. So this one we created here. This. Then here now we have to create one more, that is the public val retrofit equal to builder dot build. So we have to build the request from there. Then we need here one function so that with reference of some variable, so that is s, so that is a create service. So I'm creating here one service. So create service. So that is the service class column class. So with reference of this, yes, I'm creating like this. So now within this, it will return as the service class, return retrofit dot create. So whatever the service class we created, so that service class, it will be returned to this service class, right? So this is like in the front end what we are doing. So that we did here this, right? Then same within this, now I'll create one more class called service generator. So service generator. So service generator. So I'm creating the service generator. So within this service generator, here we have to create multiple things. Like first of all, private val. I need a client. So that client. So that is same. There we created, right? So that is the OK HTTP client, right? OK HTTP client equal to same, that is unsafe. So what we created here is, so I need that here, same. So unsafe HTTP client we created here this. Then next here I'm creating one private val call. So this is the, I indicated that retrofit call. So retrofit call equal to null. So I created like this, null. Then here I need yeah, that should be fine. So then I'll create one companion object. Within this companion object, I'll create one private var set token. So I created set token. So I need a token. So that is colon string equal to null. So I created set token null. Then private fun get URL. So I'm writing here one class called get URL. Sorry, that one function called get URL, that is in the form of string. So that is the return. So where it will get from the URL helper dot base. From there, I want to get this URL here, this, right? So done. Then here again, I'm creating one more JSON. So that JSON request here to handle, right? So I created here JSON equal to, so JSON builder dot set latent dot create. So I have created a request here from this, right? Then so again one more, I'm creating that val builder. So I'm creating a builder. That builder will call here the retrofit dot builder. So that we called as a client. So above what we are defining, that we are calling here that client. So client and base URL. So base URL here, we used to define one URL here. So then dot add converter factory. So first of all here, now private val URL. So I have to define some URL here equal to get URL, right? Now dot here, what we have to do, this is one add converter factory, right? Add converter factory. So there JSON converter factory dot create. So within this, above what I created the JSON, I'll pass into this. So finally, private val retrofit equal to, so builder dot build. Done. So here again, in last class also we created one service, right? So like similar service class here we have to create here. So this is the same class I have to create there. So it is done. Then after this, now I have to write one private function. So that is the for get client. So I want to get a client. So get client, get client. So that is okay HTTP client. Then within this val HTTP client equal to, so okay HTTP client dot builder. So we are building that request here, this, right? Then HTTP client dot add interpreter. So here this can handle the lot of things. If any data means interruptions are there, so that all the things it will be handled. So that's why here we are creating that interpreter. So in this interpreter, it will do like it will do many things. So based on the chain, means it will execute one by one. So that based on the chain process, it will execute chain. So interspector, not HTTP. So this is interspector. Yeah, interspect, not that one. Why it is not coming? Interceptor, interceptor dot chain. So we have to create that interceptor dot chain. So within this now, I have to call that val original. So I have to call that one original value, like which is came from there. So that is the chain dot request. So chain dot request, then val request. So val request equal to original dot above whatever we created original dot new builder. So with that we are creating one new builder, so that here we have to add header. So whatever the headers here we have to add. So first I want to add header called, so that is the requested with comma. So comma here, now I have to add XML HTTP request. So means any kind of request. Here this normally what happened, some special cases when we are handling the payment gateways and all, so they use some special headers. So when they use some special headers, those we have to add here like this. But in this example we are not using this, but normally that we will add from somewhere like this. So here, so application means that who are providing the API, they will give. So these all are the headers you have to handle like that, they will give. So that we will add here. Next, authorization. Authorization colon. So here something like a barrier token or something token. So that we will add here the token. So like finally the method. So what happened here? Barrier plus something. So that token, normally whatever the token will generate, that will come here. Then after that, method of original. So whatever the original we created, that original dot method, comma, original dot body. So we have to add the body. So then finally dot build. So build. So finally that chain dot proceed. So whatever we created here, the request, it will proceed this request. Right. So what happened here? Authorization. Okay, comma. Right. Now it will be clear here. So then outside of this, now we have to add one thing, that is HTTP client dot connection timeout. So like we have to define how much time it will be. So like I'll give that is duration. So means it will be 300, we'll give 300, so that it will be 5 minutes. So time in, we have to define time unit here. So that time unit in seconds. So I'm giving time unit in seconds. Though then it will return, means if that time will happen, that time will crash, the request will fail, and here it will give an HTTP client. Oh, sorry, this is written, not retrofit. This is written. So that is the HTTP client dot build. It will give that value as a build like this. So in this now, so next step here, we have to add one get token and set token. So that is private one get token. So that is colon string. So get token string, here we have to add this. So if it will return as the, it will return as a set token. Like same, I will create one more here. So that is the function set 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 token. So set token, so it will give that is a service generator dot set token. So from the service generator, whatever that is done, so that it will be done as a set token. This is right. So this will be, yeah, this. Then within this same class, now here we added one thing, right? Unsafe OK HTTP. So with that name OK HTTP client, we have to create here one more class. So here we created OK HTTP unsafe one class here. This. But in this class, like this class will be common code everywhere. This can handle, like means this class can handle the lot of things like where HTTPS request kind of things, whatever request will come. So that kind of all the things can be handled by this particular class. So that is the reason, like just I want to copy paste this class, because where you go, this class will be common everywhere. This class will be common. So that is the reason, just I want to copy and paste this class, means the code never change this. So for that reason now, so I have to copy that. So this all are written, we completed this. Service generator also we completed. This is the one we have to copy. So from here, now I'll copy this. So because this is the lengthy, but it that too, it handle only the HTTP these things. So it will handle only HTTP client request. That's the reason, just I have pasted that unsafe HTTP class. If you see this code, see here, unsafe HTTP client, surprise, so custom, it will handle the trust all trust manager, means it will trust all certificate, like it will be SSL or as a normal certificate, means now some website when we see HTTP, some website we will see HTTPS, so it can come any of the certificate, it can accept. So that's the reason this we are handling here, this, right? So now this will be clear. Then after that here now, so this is done. So the next year we have to create one more new package called repository. So I have to create that repository, repository, right? I have created the repository. So within this repository here now, we're supposed to create login repository as a class. So here now, login repository. So login repository. Login repository. Right. So I have created a login repository. So in this login repository, wherever we are handling that login these things, so that we can write in this. So for that here now, I'm creating here one private. So that is a private val retrofit client. So retrofit client equal to service generator. So we created already the service generator. From the service generator dot create. So from the service generator dot create service. So there we created a create service, right? So that we are calling. So that is the API client. API client also we created. Yes, here we created this classes. So from these classes only we are handling this, right? So API client, that is colon class.java, right? Then here we have to create one suspend function. So that is again And there we created already do login method, right? So that do login method here again I'm calling this, that is a request body. So request body, this request body, second one we are handling with hash map, right? So that hash map I'm creating it, hash map. So string comma string, right? String comma string column. So from here now we have to call, so that is the retrofit call. So within this that we are passing as the JSON object. So then JSON object, so it can handle any null safety. So equal to with context of, with context of, so that is the dispatchers. So that is the dispatchers. So this is the concept of coroutines. So that will be like, means it will be for, it will support for the continuation execution. So it can handle the continuation execution. So that's the reason we are using retrofit client dot get login response. So where we will get the login response, that is from the URL helper dot login. So whatever the login we created there, so that URL plus request body, whatever the body request body we created, so those two we are passing into this class, right? So this is the login repository has created here this. Then next year, so we have to create here one more package called view model. So another package I'm creating, so that is view model. So I'm creating the view model. Within this view model, now I'm creating one called login view model. So login view model. So this login view model extends as a view model of life cycle of the MVVM architecture. So there I have to create private val repository. So repository. So private val repository column. So that is the login repository. So whatever we created that login repository, I have created that here. This right. So then val, this is not this is equal to, so val login response. So I need a login response that is equal to mutable object. So that is from mutable live data. So we are getting that the mutable live data of here, mutable live data of. So where we will get that login response, right? Login response model. So login response model. So login view model, right? From here we created login view model. And then if any error will come, so we have to handle the error also. So error equal to mutable live data of string. So whatever string will come, so that we will handle directly of this. Then so whatever that will come, that we will handle here. Then for function do login, so there we created already the do login, right? So that again I'm utilizing here. So in this now what we are sending, that is the JSON object, right? So JSON object, second place we are sending has a hash map. So within this hash map now we are sending one string comma string. So both string format we are sending here, that we are handling here. So here now view model scope. So we used to handle that view model scope dot launch. So we are checking with the login scope, so it's a val response. So whatever the response it will come, so that response from there equal to repository dot do login. With that do login, we are getting the response. So that is in the form of JSON object, right? Then here response. So here we are creating that enqueue method where we created the enqueue method, right? So that here we are doing here object colon callback of so JSON object, right? So yeah, the JSON object. So that JSON object we are creating the callback. So this it has two methods, right? One is the on failure, other on response, on failure, right? On callback object colon callback. This is the response. Response dot enqueue method object colon. Why it is not coming here? So here it has two methods. Model scope dot launch. Within this, now we are setting a response repository dot do login. With the do login, we got this. Then with reference of this only, we are doing this response. So this repository here we are using login response. We not yet used here. Okay, we'll write override function. So that is on response. So this supposed to create a direct class on response. So that is call colon sometimes it may not create immediately, so no problem. So that any of that time is also like this after this followed by one more one more class will be there. So both the class will create in next class and will run and we'll discuss in detail what happens here, everything that we'll discuss in next class.